in the midst of all that's going on, and by the way, inflation has been with us for 150 years. The average inflation rate, if you average it out, has been over 6.8%, I believe, over 150 years, according to the government statistics. And before every boom, there was an inflation load up. And we got to do this intelligently. The problem is here, Andrew, that black businesses in the middle of this pandemic, more than the inflation, only got 1% of access to capital. 1%. So you have, on the one hand, you have this conversation of the great, resignation, but without recognizing that there's a 38% increase in black businesses over that same term during the pandemic. 38% of new black businesses were created, but they don't have any access to seed corn, any capital, credit. And as Tony Ressler once told me, new civil rights is low cost of capital and credit, access and opportunity for all. So I think that is inflation's a big deal and affects those at the bottom of the pyramid the most. But when I was coming up in my first business as a young man, and I had an 18% credit card, I wasn't focusing on the inflated interest rate of the credit card. I was focused on the fact that I had access to some credit so I could grow my business and seek opportunity. So I think we have to attach this through several landing ramps and recognize that, as I keep saying, we're at war. We're at war with the virus. And very much like after World War II, we're going to need a lot of tools to combat this war and to encourage small businesses like mine and others to rise so we can contribute to this GDP.
But John, the question is, do you think that there's not enough cap? I mean, the flip side of this, and I don't mean to question it, but it appears that the world is awash in liquidity in a way it hasn't been in a very, very long time.
Yes, but if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. So those who have the capital have probably too much of it. And those who don't have the capital don't have enough of it. And you operate in concentric circles, or in circles, but those circles don't connect. And a lot of this is relationship capital, Andrew. How do I know you? It's a relationship. How do I know Joe and Becky? It's a relationship. How do I know Tony Ressler? It's and Andrew and Michael Arrighetti and Clayton Wyatt and all these people. It's a relationship. And that relationship accesses, amongst other things, capital. How do I know Henry Kravitz? And all these things that turns into deals and transactions started with a relationship. That's one of the reason I really bemoan people say, oh, we can just live on the internet. We can just Zoom all day. No. If you know somebody already, you already have a business relationship, you can Zoom all day because you're not selling anything. But if you need to sell something, which is most people in America, you actually need personal interaction. So the magic of an in-person meeting, we have to get back to that at some point, is for many people everything. So yes, access to capital. There's $7 trillion during the pandemic washing around, but it washed right over black folks. Black folks have been doing so much so little for so long, almost doing nothing, everything with nothing.
What's the policy prescription, though?
Policy prescription should be, thanks for asking, financial literacy for all, because it's not just about the money, right? Because you can give $1 million to a homeless guy, he'll be broke in 6 months if that's all you do. So you have to train people up into how to take care of that money and what it means, because as you know, making money and building wealth are two completely different things. So financial literacy for all, internships right out of high school, apprenticeships for those who are already in the workforce who wants to retrain for a new job. And when you give somebody access to capital, give somebody the access to a battery of relationships, like we do with the 1 Million Black Business Initiative, relationships and support, a team of lawyers, bankers. I couldn't have done this last deal I just did without lawyers and bankers. And I mean, that was as important as somebody writing a check. Black businesses don't have any of these tools. And I assume maybe Latino businesses and others as well, but I'm talking specifically about black businesses. And that's holding American GDP back.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.